Education is very important. Building a student's career is very important. And today we discuss further on it with a very special individual. He is Mr. Ajith Abeysekera, the chairman of Aspirations Education. While we warmly welcome him, could you tell us how important it is, to identify a student's principles, and also how do you actually aspire their careers through aspirations?
Yes, thank you for inviting me here today. Well, it's quite a complicated and a long process, and I would say that first and foremost, the student and the parents have to have a clear idea of whether they want to go abroad for higher studies or at what stage should they go abroad for higher studies. So once we have decided on that fact, whether it should be at O-level stage or at A-level stage, then you start moving towards that direction by getting prepared well in advance. And when you say preparedness, there has to be so many lines. First and foremost, the educational background for the program that you want to study. The prerequisites have to be there in place. Then about the English capability of the requirements by the university or the institution, according to IELTS standards or PTE or whatever. So that also has to be ready for you. The third point, and the most important, is the financial commitment. So that is something that I think the parents more than the student has to come in. And there you need to get to know how much is this particular program going to cost me per annum for the entire period. It can be a 3-year period, 4-year or maybe 5-year period. But the thing is that there are two components in this. One is the course fee itself. The second thing is the living expenses. So these two combined together per annum or per year, and then that multiplied by 2 to 3 years or maybe 4 years or 5 years. So there you have to calculate it based on today's situation, like the rate of exchange and maybe other fluctuating factors that have an impact, along with the type of income that you are getting, the parents are getting. Is it a business or is it a job, or maybe one person is doing a job, the other one is doing business, or maybe you are a landed proprietor, or you have estates and other things to sort of get income from, or you have other houses given on rent or business building, whatever the thing. All sources of income pooled together, how much are we making per month or maybe for a year? And then out of that, how much will be going back for your day-to-day expenses? Now, if you have 2 or 3 children in the family, that means the whole family has to be looked after. So while the family moves together, you also have to have enough funds to support your child who is going abroad for studies. So it has to be very carefully calculated. You may be short of funds. So if you are short of funds, then what are the alternatives? Can you borrow a loan from a bank or any credible financial institution? And then do you have the capacity to service that loan while looking after the other sides of it? So this is a very carefully considered action that you have to take. And this is only from school leavers, but going a little bit beyond. If your child has already done a degree and he or she is now planning to go for a postgraduate program like a master's, maybe master's by coursework or master's by research or even a PhD. So there, the student would have already by this time started working in some place. He or she would have got some experience in that particular program. And then based on that experience, then the student thinks, now I need to get a master's degree to go to the next level. And in the degree again, you might slightly shift from what you have been doing. So the first degree will be in one field, then your work experience might be related to that or maybe slightly different. From there, you want to go on to another field, we'll say something like an IT field, which will combine the business education plus the IT education, or it can be any field, medicine, health, nursing. There are hundreds of fields that are available in the world today. But what I would advise is that the student must be happy to do what he or she wants to do. You have to be happy with your program. Then only your maximum will come out, and with that your results and your performance will definitely improve. So therefore, you have to take stock of all these things, and that direction that you are moving from O level to A level, then to the degree, is very important, because when it comes to the visa officers, they are having a very close watch on how you move, as to why you have shifted from one field to another. Is there any particular reason, or are you a focused person, or are you not that focused? You are still thinking, you are experimenting with your life. So that is something that the visa officers will be very careful about. So you need to make sure that you have a good reasoning as to why you are doing this. Then the next thing, of course, would be at the end of your educational period. Everyone wants to get educated and qualified, not just for the sake of education and knowledge. The end result should be a reasonably good remunerative employment program. So what are the opportunities that you have in that particular area? Is the world going in that direction, or can it sort of, by the time you qualify, maybe your field is not in demand? That also can be a problem. So you need to be abreast of what is happening in the world, in the country that you are going to study, as well as back home and in our region also. So being knowledgeable about the changes in the world, politically, economically, and in so many other, socially, all this has to be the thing that the student has to be interested in. And that way you will be in a very solid situation to decide on your course of action. So the parents and the student has to look at this. If you are going to have a trouble-free or quite a smooth transition from here to there, then I think these things have to be taken into account. That brings us to one main thing, the preparedness. You have to be first and foremost mentally prepared, then you have to be educationally prepared, then you have to be English-wise or the language-wise preparedness, and finally the financial preparedness. So all these things have to be taken into account at the time of making it, and then you start moving, because this is going to be your turning point in life. I mean, this is the most crucial thing for you and for your parents. You have worked very hard for 15 years or so, maybe from your 5th year up to about 18th or the 20th year. Now you are embarking on a new journey. It's a risky journey, but it has to be a calculated risk. And for the parents, their entire life's effort and mission has been to bring you up and to make you a person who is worthwhile for you and for the society and for the world at large. So that is their happiness, that is their achievement, and that's where they would be really proud of. So as a result, you need to support your parents that way, while the parents support you this way. So it's a combined effort of all these people. It's teamwork. Solid teamwork, nothing else than that. So you can't be only thinking, take decision only for yourself, nor can they think, take decision for themselves. It has to be a combined effect, and there has to be a consensus, and then you move forward. This is the way that anyone ideally should leave this country, because you must understand that from the moment you step out of this place, everything is changing. The travel modes, the climate, the weather, the language, even if you know the language, the accent is going to change. The methods of studying, right, the methods of transport, all that is going to change. So it's quite a bit of a cultural shock for the beginning. Maybe over a period of 6 months or so, little by little you will get adjusted to it, and you will understand, and then you will start to either enjoy or not enjoy, right? So we have to make sure that you are happy in wherever you are. And for that preparedness, financial preparedness, so has to be there. Ideally, I would advise any parent or student, if they really want to go abroad, they need to start looking at this 1 year ahead of the time, or maybe at least 6 months. You have to give lead time for 6 months. But if everything is ready, and if you are a very smart person, and maybe the money is in the place, your language skills are very good, and all the other, then maybe even 2 to 3 months is fine. But the more you get ready just in advance would be the way forward for you to really go up the ladder. But remember, going up the ladder is not the one and only thing. You need to go up the ladder, and while you go up the ladder, you need to support the people around you, because they are the people who support it. Your own homeland, your own brethren in this country has to be looked at. If not for them, you would not be going there. Your mother and father alone could never have done this if not for the support of the poorest of the poor people who did all the hard work in this country. They were the farmers, they were the fishermen, they were the tea pluckers, they were the scavengers, they were the road workers. They did everything possible for us to go up the ladder. So it is your bounden duty to give back to the nation, to the people, and see that gives you immense satisfaction and happiness. I did not go on this journey all alone. As I went, I give back to my people, and that is my prime duty, to be a son of the soil, right? Otherwise you become a traitor to the nation, taking everything from this place, going to another place, just dumping it there, Who are you? You are neither here nor you are neither here there. So make sure that you are happy at all times. You need to be happy with yourself. You need to love yourself. You have to put this effort in a very effortless way, and that is the way that you will get the maximum out of you, for you and for your family, for your relations and your friends, and then going beyond to your nation and ultimately to the whole of humanity. Right? This is the way forward as far as I see. So I'm talking with a 25-year experience in this field, and with Aspirations Education, we have been doing this for the last 20 years and sent more than 6,000 students abroad to various countries.
All right, Mr. Ajith. Now, the next question to you is, you said you have visited so many universities and you're affiliated also with 100 plus universities worldwide. And over the past 20 years, you've visited more than 200 universities, I believe. So now I believe you've met a lot of people. You have seen international students, you have seen the standard, you have seen the mindset, you have seen the experience. How does Aspirations actually mold the student, and how do you actually guide a student for them to reach their future goals, their careers internationally?
A tough question in the sense, as we are not an educational institution in the sense of teaching students and guiding them, we get them only for a month, about 6 months or 1 year. Right? During this time, we can only give them the guidance and the way to look at it. And in that, we do our best, provided the student is happy to team up with us and listen to us, talk to us, and come up with their theories and ideas, and then we put that together and we work as a team. So in that sense, our preparation has to be with the student, and therefore he or she would like to have a decent discussion with us, and then first we decide on the guidance that is necessary for you, to which country, to which university, and also to which program you like to go, and whether there is a good outcome for that particular program in that particular country. So all that has to be discussed, and from there we will then, based on our decision, all of us get together, we place them into a university. So that's the next step, to place them after the guidance. So when you place them, that means you apply, then you get the offer, then you accept the offer, and there you have to make a payment to the university, and once that's done, then they give you some sort of an enrollment program. And with that enrollment, you then proceed with the visa process. The visa process also again goes back to all the things that I said earlier, with the finances, with the quality of qualifications that you have, your English capability, and also your track record. Have you been working and going here and there and coming back, and then for 1 year you have not done anything? That's not a very good situation. So the focus that you have, all these things will be looked at by the visa officer. So once the visa officer is happy with both these things, then they will decide to give you the visa. So there we are behind you, guiding you the proper way, and then if you can understand what we say and work together, then I think most of the people who want to go can go. It's just that you have to reorganize the resources that you have. It's a restructuring program. You may have enough money or land or whatever, but those monies have to be in a bank, an acceptable level of income, the profit and loss and things like that has to be there, because the documentary evidence has to be shown to the visa officers. They will not just buy any story that we say. They have to have reason, and that's supported by the documents. So in fact, the visa officers always tell us, please help us to help you. And also they say, remember, the decision will be taken solely on the documents you give here, because by nature and by tradition, all governments, including our governments, would look at a visitor of whatever nature with suspicion. They will always, they have been trained that every applicant is a possible illegal immigrant. That is their mindset. So from that, you need to change their mind to say that I am not that illegally. I am a genuine bona fide student who is going for the purpose that I have outlined. These are my background things. Please go through this and understand that I want to go and achieve the purpose for which I am going from here. So that's a convincing part. So if we can do that, and then you go on, and from there it's all in your hands, because you will be treated as an adult. We will not be notified by the university, nor will your parents be notified, because there's an act of the privacy and secrecy. So they will only inform your good and bad only to you, not to me, not to the parents. So therefore, you are considered as a proper adult, and you have to look after yourself. You take responsibility for yourself. Up to the level of enrollment, we can guide, but thereafter our role ceases. Not because we like it, but that's how the law has set it. So this is something that the the parents have to look at. And having been to so many universities and institutions, as you said, about 200 institutions all over the place. I have been to so many countries, met so many vice chancellors, deans and all that, seen their facilities. Their positive ones are there. There are the negative sides to all these things. There is no perfect place on earth, right? There is nothing called this is the place. What is good there may not be good here. What is good here may not be there. But it's a compromise again, it's a comparison. But if you are happy to go on, then by all means, we are more than happy to support you to go.
Aspirations Education has pioneered in several initiatives. Now I have a brochure in my hand as well. I mean, the picture, if you take a close-up look, picture shows it all. I mean, what we see is what we believe. If you could also take us to these initiatives and the story behind it.
Right. Can I just tell you?
Yes.
Yeah, this is the foundation that we have, Aspirations Education Foundation for Community Development, which will be completing its 18th year in September this year. So we started this because I really wanted to make this available for all the students as much as possible. The rich ones anyway, and the people, the more affluent ones, the middle class, they will anyway somehow work hard and go to their preferred destination. But if you come down a little bit further, the less privileged, the marginalized, the oppressed, they have a major problem in trying to send their children from their village home to the village school. It's a massive struggle, right? So there's the finances is the most toughest thing. Then there's transport. Then there's additional things like tuition, which everyone in Sri Lanka thinks that they have to get, which I do not really agree, but that's how the trend has been set. And then also about the food and nourishment. All this is massive problem. And on a day-to-day basis, they are struggling with this. So while the people who can are leaving this country and going abroad, we fail to realize that these people, these less privileged people who fought with at the ground level, made everything possible for us to go up the ladder, we are conveniently forgetting them. And we keep on saying that, you know, this is not enough, that is not enough, this is not right, that's not right. But then what about the people who made it possible? I mean, I have been supported by my parents, I have supported my children. But could I have done it without the support of the less privileged people? They are the farmers, they are the fishermen, they are the tea pluckers, they are the ones who went up the coconut trees, they are the ones who worked on the paddy fields, they are the ones who worked on the high streets, creating all the roads and other things, and they are the ones who collected all our garbage, the scavengers, right? All these people have put in a massive effort for us to be happy in this country, at least for us to go on. So can we conveniently forget them, right? I have a duty, it's more than a duty, I would say that I am in heavy debt to the people of this land. So if I am in debt, I have borrowed from them, then I have to pay back. That's it. Just like by borrowing from a bank. So you borrow and you pay. And when you pay the debt, the bank doesn't give you an award, or they don't give you a garland or something, or give you a title saying that you are a Deshamanya or some other thing. No. You borrow and you pay. We have borrowed from the less privileged people of this land. So we have a massive debt that can never ever be repaid back to the nation, back to the people. So that's what I wanted to do in my own capacity. I would not be able to change the thinking of the entire country and the people and all that, because I don't have that much of a machinery or infrastructure to do that. But all can do is to have my own thing, to go out there. So I have traveled to more than so many districts in this country, and have traveled more than 400,000 kilometers from 2010, I think, and spent a big amount, a lot of money out of my pocket, my hard-earned money, back to the people, not expecting anything in return other than the simple satisfaction that I have been able to make their lives a little better than what they had earlier. So in that, I have gone to the schools, to the deep rural jungles, right? I have gone in front of elephants, gone behind elephants, sometimes deep in the night, early morning, and have tried to give the best I can to the people. So our tagline, our sort of focus has been, we call it Gamai Pasalai Daya Divunoi. In other words, it's the development of the country through the development of the people and the school and the village. So in this small brochure, what I have said is, they did it for us unconditionally. When you say they did it, it is they, that's the less privileged people of this country, they did it for us unconditionally. In other words, own apa udesa, own ta kala haki uparame karana ladi. It's a statement that I am making. Then I am asking society So why don't we do the same to them to the best of our ability, right? So if every one of us can think of this in your own little way, it's not just money, it is your time, it is your effort, your knowledge, energy, it has to recycle, right? In whatever way, you can start a business, you can start an industry, you give employment to so many people. So these people did all the hard work, which we never ever like to do. Now it is our turn to create something, so that they also can come forward and make their lives a little bit better than what is today. So in your own way, each one of us have some strength. So in that way, we can give something. It can be little bit, but imagine if the whole country starts to do that, then what a lot of groundswell there will be for these people to benefit. So rather than maybe fighting with each other, finding fault with each other all the time, that saying that you are wrong while three fingers are held here, we should stop that. We should work together collectively, because all of us, and it doesn't matter really whether it is my concept or someone else's concept. This simple thinking, if we have in our minds and we just start moving, right? And irrespective of who am I going to be getting some position, I am going to be this or that, or this chairman, this minister, that minister. I mean, at the end of the day, these things come and go, right? It will be there only for a little while. But what you do, you enjoy. You enjoy so much that you have been able to light the lives of someone else who has been struggling. We have to find a way for all these people in our own small way. And if Sri Lankans, at least now, can look at this from that angle, right, using your own doctrine, whatever. If you are a Buddhist, then the Buddha Dhamma is there, the Christianity is there, Islam is there, the Hindu Vedas and the other things are all there. If you can use that to develop yourself spiritually, to give back unconditionally, then you have to change your attitudes. So we have to change our attitudes. We have full of ego. See, any human being will have ego, but that has to be reduced to a level that can be controlled, right? There will be always ill will, there will be jealousy, there will be hatred among human beings. That's also natural. But we need to control it and bring it to the lowest possible levels. I, if at all, have to be in competition with me. I am able to do this, but I am capable of doing this. My life's movement should be to move from able to capable. That's it, right? As long as you are doing the right thing, you move from able to capable, and that's a journey. That journey has to be enjoyed by us, right? And that's the life that we have to spend. Go on doing for you and for others, right? Let it circulate. This is percolate, right? And that way, it's a win-win for all parties. So if there is a reduction of that, we are creating a better society. For whom? For us. For myself, for my child, for my grandchild, right? So if we are creating a better society for everyone, then what are we calling about this philanthropy? What is magnanimity? What is charity? What is corporate social responsibility? And what is acquiring merit to go to heaven or to nirvana, right? All this is for me. So don't be too unhappy by trying to do too many good things. When you do good things, there will be problems coming. There will be obstacles. Just keep it at that level. Don't take it inside. And you keep on doing well. And you are going to be happy. A happy person will make the world happy. This is all that we need to do. If we just do that and concentrate on what we are doing, you have to be dedicated. You have to be committed. You have to be resilient. You have to be honest. And you have to have high integrity. If you stick to this and try to do your best, this world will be paradise, and Sri Lanka itself will be paradise. There is no need for us to go to other countries other than for a specific reason where we learn more, and with that knowledge we get, we serve more. So we have to learn, then we earn, and we serve our nation. LESON, lesson, right? If we stick to that lesson, I don't see any problem. Sri Lanka has no problems, right? IMF, World Banks, all those doesn't have to really play. We have enough of resources in this place. Only we have not been able to manage it properly. We have not been able to restructure it properly. If we restructure ourselves, our offices, our homes, the entire country, we will be able to give back to the society, to the world. We can be an example to the whole world. My only aspiration as a simple individual is to help create that particular thing in this country, so that we will be a beacon of light to the whole world. We can produce children, the youth, who are having that type of mentality, who are having that type of thinking, who can then give back to the world unconditionally while they go up the ladder. I am always happy for them to go up the ladder, but while they go up the ladder, not to leave the others behind, but take them along with you and give back. And that is the final enjoyment you will have. You have been moving along and giving back, right? That I think is the aim, I think should be for all parents to inculcate in their children, for teachers and principals to do that, for the religious leaders like the monks, the priests, the Kuruktals, the Mullavis, all these people have to impart that thinking into the people of this land, especially the young ones from year 1 to year 13. If you do that properly, this is the paradise.
And that's a lot of insights and invaluable details you shared with us. Thank you very much for being a part on this Global CEO Magazine episode. A big thank you goes out to Mr. Ajith Abeysekera, the chairman of Aspirations Education. Thank you so much for being a part of this and sharing such details which any student understands the entire process, the discipline, the principle, and the mindset you're looking at for international education. Thank you very much.